excited. We have gone through some beautiful country, and it's kind of always been a dream to hunt these Colorado elk above timberline or right at timberline. We're going to be at like 10,000 feet elevation to I think 12,000 feet where I've been hearing the elk are at. So I'm excited. Lots of elk in the unit. It's going to be a fun trip.
I'll walk this, Trav. It's up to you.
That sounds a pretty bad one.
Trav, I mean, this is our only rig we have. And we're stuck back here, we're stuck back here. And we're going to high center. Do you really want to high center? I would just rather walk an extra mile or two just to... You high center, Trav. I don't think you're gonna make that, Trav.
Rocks in there.
Like, if you were to stand where I was standing, it was not feasible.
You see that?
You weren't even...
Too long to make the corner.
And then you think it's gonna get better?
Oh, well, we went as far as the Suburban would go. And we got high centered on a rock. So now, try and back down this without high centered on a rock. Camp right there.
Tonight, homemade goulash. Freeze-dried meal. We slept last night in the back of Travis's van down by the river. He's getting his bow together. Travis is going to be the first shooter.
Call him such a nice brother. He's like, why don't you just be the first shooter?
Yeah.
Haven't killed a bull with a bow in a while.
It's Trav's turn. Travis is always trying to help everybody else. It's his turn to kill an elk, so. Our family uses Huntin Fool for our application service in helping us draw hunting tags.
We just saw our first Colorado bulls. 2 little raglings. Up above timberline here, like everybody said they'd be. I feel like we're getting into them, so got my bugle handy. Strapped the decoy on. These decoys work wonders if you catch one in the open. Let's go. These thick trees right here. Okay.
Fuck's sakes.
There was lots of bugles, lots of elk. We got up in this basin. Chase one going this way. Wasn't very big. We got a raghorn over here, a couple raghorns and a herd bull over here. We're trying to get a visual of the herd bull. See what he looks like.
There's always good.
We got a decent 6-point over there, but we were told it's not a big bull unit. It's a good opportunity unit for just a decent bull. So Tom and I kind of made the agreement when we came down. Like last year, I was so picky at a really big bull unit that I didn't get an elk, that we were just going to take just a nice 6-point, whatever one, created a really good opportunity. This one looks like a good opportunity. It's not the biggest bull in the world. It's the first day, but we're going to go after it. Let's see what happens.
I'll snack it before we pursue.
Just shot an elk. Hit it perfectly. It was like less than 15 yards. And with an expandable, obviously has a big cutting diameter. And I saw like right when it hit, you can see on the camera right when the bull runs. Fortunately, Tom was a little bit to the right of me, and so right when I shot, the bull was behind a tree. But you can see when he ran out, that blood was just spraying, just right behind the shoulder, so close to the shoulder. When he ran, I think he snapped the arrow off, or it pulled out. We're gonna go back and look for it. He was stumbling around at 60 yards, so I was kind of moving around trying to get another shot. And maybe I shouldn't have done that, but he saw me and then he just walked over the hill. We watched him just slowly walk down this ridge, so we're going to give him a little time. We think we did hear him take his last couple breaths down there at the bottom, so pretty convinced he's a dead bull. But that is the downside of the expandables. It's a give and take. Like, it has a huge cutting diameter, 2 inch, but that bull was at 15 yards, 70-pound bow, 32-inch draw length, and it didn't pass through. It hit, and I just heard a loud smack, and about that much of my arrow was sticking through, where I've killed a lot of elk with a bow, and you do that with a fixed blade, and it just zips through them. So we only have one side of blood, even though there was good blood coming out the one side. It didn't poke out the other side. But either way, I think it's a dead bull. I think it's calling for rain today, so we're going to give it a little time, but if it starts raining, we're going to have to follow the blood.
Exciting. Snow. Well, what elevation are we at here?
At least 11,000.
11,000. Oh, that's high.
So after we waited 4 hours total, we hiked where we saw the bull last. As we were standing there, we can hear the elk breathing loudly, so we snuck in there to finish him off.
Another arrow.
die, you sucker.
Oh, I think you finally got him. Well, we had to give him 2 more.
Well, that's the sad reality sometimes of archery hunting. I've never had a shot that good take that long to die. To me, it looked like a perfect shot. I'll show you when I get to the elk. We jumped him, and we gave him another 2 hours. He had 4 hours, and we were on his blood trail, and we could hear him breathing over here. We snuck up, I don't know, 10 yards, gave him 2 more. Now he's dead.
Man,
That's a tough elk.
that was a tough elk.
I'd never like to see an animal suffer like that.
You did. I mean, none of
I
you
had a
or I keep
shot.
rewatched that video, and we're just like, how in the heck?
I had a perfect shot. I don't know what happened. It's an expandable and it didn't get penetration, but
Still had enough arrow.
still had enough arrow in him to get lungs.
Well, sit next to Trav's dead bull. There's another herd of elk just right up there. I'd pick Trav's over that one. But beautiful country out there. Gorgeous country.
Colorado bull down. I'm super excited to get a bull with my bow. It's been a couple years. The last couple tags I've drawn, I've been way too selective, and I told myself, coming to this unit, we talked to a lot of people, and they just said it's not known for big bulls, but it's known for a lot of bulls. And so that's why we put in for it. We just want to have a good time and not have to worry about the size. And so first decent 6-point presented this shot, which was this one about 3 hours into the hunt. It was a 13-yard shot, hit it perfect on the other side, about right here. Shooting expandable, and I don't know, he was perfectly broadside. It almost seemed like it deflected because you can see this is actually the point of the arrow sticking out the other side. It like deflected back a little bit. Still a really good shot, and took him a while to die, but we were able to track him down and finish him off with a couple more arrows. So got him down. They don't always go perfect as far as that goes, but I wouldn't have done anything different. My shot was really, really good, right where I was aiming. But we got him down. We're going to work him up and get him packed out, and now it's Tom's turn.
Well, I don't know if you guys can see, but we are pretty high in elevation.
Shot him at 11,600 feet.
We're not used to that.
No, we're not. I camped at 10,000.
So we're still trying to catch our breath. I mean, you can't ask for a better shot than that.
Maybe 3 inches lower.
Like, but it's center mass.
Lower than half.
Lower than half. There is just like a straight up rut frenzy going on behind Travis. Just bulls screaming.
He's missing an ivory.
What?
Just knocked it out rolling down the hill.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Good.
Cool. First load is coming out tonight. Then tomorrow we'll get the rest. Nasty hailstorm just hit us. So I'm gonna put the camera away, but we're gonna finish packing out the bowl. At least half the bowl tonight, and then we'll get the rest tomorrow. Just another day in paradise.
Well, me and Tom are packing out. And it's nothing but lightning and thunder coming out of here. We got a half of an elk with all of our gear. Pretty heavy. And then I threw in my rain gear this morning. I ended up throwing in both my raincoats and not my rain pants. So my legs are soaked, but luckily we're not too far back. Looking stick. Heading in to pack out the rest of my elk, but we're also going to make a morning hunt out of it. So Tom's got his bow. Just put on our Yukon pants because we're just about to hit knee-deep grass. It rained, hailed last night, and then it froze hard, so it's soaking wet as soon as it starts melting.
When it starts warming up, it is just going to be wet.
Like a bathtub.
One of the biggest highlights of this trip was the amount of wildlife we saw. It was just like every single basin held another herd of elk. It reminded me of the amount of wildlife we used to have in Idaho before wolves were introduced into our landscape.
Watch for a bull. These cliffs right here looked impassable, but yesterday we saw like 30 head when the bull I shot come down. And so I told Tom I bet there's a big elk trail going up. Sure enough, big elk trail zigzagging through the rocks, getting up to the top of the cliffs, and up above there's a whole new basin. So that's what we're going to check out. I just came up. You see that elk trail? Came right up here. Now we're in a couple new basins right above timberline we're gonna check out. So I did talk Tom into coming up here. He thought there was only sheep up here. I said I think there might be elk. Sure enough, there's a whole herd of cows up here. Spotted the bull's horn sticking up. Right in the middle of that. And he's bedded down. Yeah, we're getting everything together. We're dropping our packs. We're gonna sneak in. We got a bunch of cows bedded on one side, a shooter bull bedded on the other. We're gonna try and sneak between them when the bull gets up from his bed later. Hopefully Tom will stick him. So we don't see him anymore, but we think there's a bull bedded in that little patch. The cows are bedded up at the bottom of that avalanche chute. So we're sneaking through this brush, trying to get down through that little notch and up on that little ridge.
Well, our morning hunt just turned into an all-dayer. We'll have to pack the rest of the meat tomorrow. We were stalking this bull for 2 hours, but unfortunately, we eventually got busted.
Well, one of them must have caught our wind. We had a good plan. We were almost there, too. It's a lot easier to kill them in the timber. It's a lot easier to kill them in the timber than basins like this. There's nothing to hide behind. We're at 12,600 feet. The air feels thin. Have a slight headache. Vision's a little obscure. But we're gonna start descending down the other side. We've been hiking all day to get to this pass. On the other side, here's a whole new world. That's a high mountain stream. 12,000 feet. Elevation right here.
We're gonna start selling these in stores. Spring water.
When we crossed over the ridge, we turned up another group of elk. Unfortunately, the herd bull wasn't what I was after. We just had a couple hours before dark, so we thought we'd just have a little fun calling in this moose. Travis starting to fight with a moose. Good idea or bad idea? Ugh. Proof that Stuck N Rut does take breaks.
Especially at 12,000 feet. Take lots of breaks.
Another rest.
Made it to the car. One elk out.
Hey. So as we continue to give you free content to watch, all we ask in return is to give us a like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated on our newest hunting episodes. Thank you for watching.